Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Revival of America podcast. This is Jenny. I'm the owner and the host of the Revival of America. Today we have Field Mcconnell in the house, everybody. So please, if you have a question for Field, feel free to raise your hand, and I will unmute your mic at some point in this podcast. Or if you can't speak, go ahead and write your question underneath his picture on the wall of his book with his lovely wife, Denise, and write your question underneath the comment area. Also, too, for those of you that have asked about Field's books, reach out to me at therevivalofamerica@yahoo.com. I'll give you all the information on how you can either just purchase an individual book or the set of the books. So please reach out to me there. That's where I'm answering all of my emails, questions that you have, everybody, whether it be about Field, John, Carrie Kasem, Rick Anson, whatever it is. Send the emails there because I'm getting DMs everywhere, and I'm just trying to keep it simple, keep it in one spot, and that's at my email, therevivalofamerica@yahoo.com. Also, too, everybody, please be careful who you listen to, who you follow. A lot of stuff being put out there, a lot of BS stories that are being debunked. However, be careful. Latest story, a couple stories that I've been hearing are a rift between Donald Trump and Kash Patel, and that Trump is supposedly going to replace him. That's not true. The press secretary came out today, Caroline Leavitt, debunked that. There's also another story going on out there about Pam Bondi in talks with some people about trying to get rid of our Second Amendment, basically take our guns away. That's bullshit. So, but people are standing behind this and they're pushing it, and the seditious six, what they are trying to do, and we're starting to see it, everybody, with that pathetic panic video they did, and they're bought and paid for, everybody. They found that Soros, of course, is behind this. They're puppets, everybody. They had a script, they went off the script, they did what they did, and now what their goal was to do was to try to get the military that are out there to go against President Donald Trump. So now what are we seeing? We're seeing videos of these ex-military veterans coming out, retired, whatever it is, coming out against President Trump, saying they stand with the seditious six, and that's what they are, treasonous. They stand with them and F Donald Trump, all this BS, everybody. So please, you've got to be really careful. This is exactly what their goal is. They're trying to divide us. They're saying MAGA movement's dead. It's not dead. Because if you guys think about it, if the MAGA movement was so dead, why do they have to hound on it so much and put more attention to the MAGA movement? It's not dead, everybody. It's not dead. Common sense would say, well, okay, well, if it's dead, we'll leave it alone. I mean, you're just bringing more attention to it, right? It's not dead. It's growing. Trump's support is growing. So please know that, everybody. It's confusing. People are coming to me saying they're so confused. And I've been telling you, and I've been telling you for a long time, if you're that confused, you just don't know, please follow Donald Trump's True Social account. He is pretty much telling you everything you need to know. He's putting out posts that refer to Q. He is talking about tribunals. He's letting you know that these people should immediately be jailed, and what is the death penalty for sedition. So everybody, it's crazy. Stupid Mark. Oh, I can't stand Mark Kelly. Oh, the senator here in Arizona. He's going on Jimmy Kimmel, everybody, in like that panic mode, right? To try to backtrack. Oh, I'm not stepping down. I push forward. And be careful, everybody. I'm telling you. And those people that are pushing the bullshit stories, shame on them. Whatever. Those are the people you need to not follow, everybody. And there's a bunch of them that are pushing these BS stories about Kash Patel and Trump, and then Pam Bondi, and then, of course, supporting the seditious six. So please be careful, everybody. Red flag right there, for all of you guys if you're, again, confused on who to listen to or who to follow. Also, to everybody, if you come in late to the show here, you can follow the podcast on the podcast hosts, which are iHeartRadio, Spotify, Anchor, Apple, Google, Breaker, PocketCast, Podbean, Riverside, Amazon Music. Social medias are Jenny Jeread Facebook, at Jenny_Jeread X, at JJeread Rumble, at JJeread True Social, at JJeread Instagram, The Revival of America right here on Telegram, The Revival of America on YouTube. And then go check out the website, therevivalofamerica.com. We've got got my merch store over there. We've got Field's page, John's page, Rick Anson's page from Brain IQ Health, and then Carrie Kasem. So we're a little bit shorter, like I said earlier, on the podcast today because of just I'm hosting Thanksgiving. I've got family here. I've got a lot of stuff to do. So we're going to do an hour today. So I'm not going to speak anymore. I'm going to let Field is here. And I'm going to have Field tell us his thoughts about the seditious six, because we know Field has served our wonderful country in, I don't know, what is it, 3 different branches, Field? And so I would love for you to touch on this. How are you, Field? Blue button. Are you there, Field? Hello, hello, hello. Is your blue button not working today? You may have to go out and come back in. Also, to everybody, while we're waiting for Fields, there's a lot of bots. I'm finding out, speaking with a lot of people, there's a lot of bots. A lot of people are buying and paying for these bots for, their follows or whatever. And a lot of them are in these channels, and we're finding them. So, and there have been a few here in my channel. So, like I tell people, if you guys are here, I'm glad you're here. I welcome you. We're giving a lot of great information, and the guests are consistent, the information's consistent. We've never wavered. But if you're here, great. But I'm seeing there's a lot of trolls. So if you enter into this channel and you get the request to join, and you're here, and I approve you, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to the family. But if you're one of those, which there are many, you come in to just hear a guest and then you leave the channel completely, you're more than likely going to get removed from the channel. I have removed over almost 7,000 people from my channel just because they were repetitive in coming in and then leaving and then requesting to come, then requesting, hang on a second, Bill, and then requesting to come back in. So if you're here, I highly encourage you to stay. If you come and go, you're more than likely going to get removed. But if you don't know that that's how I run my channel, then let me know via DM or my email at therevivalofamerica@yahoo.com, and we'll rectify it, because many people don't know. But I run my channel that way, everybody, because of these bots, these trolls, and these agitators. They're doing a lot of harm to people. So that's the reason why I keep it private and why I have you guys request to join, because I'm trying to keep as many of these trolls and pieces of shit out of my channel. So with that, Field, I hear you. Go ahead.
Well, you're going to hear me some more because I've authorized myself for an F-bomb. How do you feel about that, Jenny?
Let her rip,
these fuckers. No, these seditious six pig fuckers, they don't know what hat I'm wearing today. And I've got 2 people in my home office with me right now. And Jenny, you know both of them. You know one of them better than the other one, and then I've got a 3rd team member over in England listening in, and they're going to be surprised because I've never dropped an F-bomb without permission before. But even if you hadn't authorized it, I was going to say these dumb fuckers that try to tell the president he's not in charge, they got to pull their heads out of their asses, because when you said I served in 3 military branches, you were right. First the Navy, then the Marine Corps, then the Air Force. And I served for 26 years. And there were 2 occasions where I had to tell a commanding officer to go F himself. And I did it gleefully, and it really didn't play well with them. And so I was telling a commanding officer of VT 25, a training squadron in Beeville, Texas. And believe it or not, the name of that base I was on was Chase Field. Well, you can chase Field all you want, but you're never going to catch him. And I've got my fuck around and find out hat on in honor of your selection for this show, the Seditious Six. Maybe these guys didn't graduate from high school and they might not know what seditious means, but there's no limitation no statute of limitations on fraud or murder or child trafficking. And these members, and they're supposed to be sworn. If they're in Congress, they're supposed to take an oath. And I don't know what oath they took other than to bend over and smoke dope. But, and notice I didn't say Barry Swatero. But on the other hand, Jenny, for 16 years, I've been driving a silver hearse with Barry Swatero, Punahou 79 on it. And people have sometimes asked me, who's Barry Swatero? Are you Barry? I said, no, that's Obama. And Obama and I have nothing in common. I like girls. And you know what? Barry Swatero, who goes by the name Obama, went to my high school. And when I say my high school, I graduated from Punahou School in 1967, and he graduated in 1979. So he's just a young boy compared to me, and I'm a wizened old man, and I can lock horns with him and his husband, Big Mike. And what a sloppy operation that White House administration was. A gay president that used to be a male prostitute at Punahou fact checked it and find out I'm right. He liked to grab his ankles. Not me. I like to kick his ass. And he may not know it yet, but he will be executed for treason. It's just a matter of when and how. There's another group of people, and some of these might be in the houses of Congress and Senate, that are guilty of child trafficking. There's no statute of limitations on that either. But I would ask one of our chat room members to find out and then either confirm or deny that there's no statute of limitations on child trafficking. But President Trump, who is our president, whether you like him or not, first of all, if you like him, great. If you don't like him, your vote doesn't count. So buzz off. Take a hike, and notice I didn't say kiss my ass, because there's a lady in my office right now. There's also a gentleman, and they don't like it when I talk dirty. But when you said I was in 3 branches, let's be a little bit more specific. Navy, Marine Corps, Air Force, in that order. Only one of those 3 branches can go kick ass anywhere in the world on the orders of the president, and they don't need Congress to bend over and sample the pudding. Where did that come from? Anyway, no, I've just today, sometimes people say God works in mysterious ways. I shorten that because I was in the Marine Corps. God works, and I work for him, and I work for President Trump. Unbeknownst to most of the listeners, when a person retires as a Marine Corps officer, they're continually subject to recall at the pleasure of the president. And this is the best president I've ever lived through. And I watched my first election, and I said, in case, what's that woman's name that was running for president? Anybody
Camel toe.
remember her? What did you call her?
You call her camel toe.
Yeah, she is camel toe. And she worked her way to the top by working on her back with a black judge. Now, does it matter he's black? Nope. I'm white. He's black. There's brown people. There's red people. There's yellow people, but we're all people. And we should all get along with each other and respect the commander in chief. And if you don't like him, then go to the poll next time and vote against him. But I'm not going to be voting against him. I don't even like politics, but he's not a politician. He is an executive, and he's kicking ass and taking names, and I'm helping him. And if somebody would say, Field, what do you think you can change? I said I could change my Depends if it was full, but it's not. So I'm not going to change it. But what I have changed, and Jenny, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this on your podcast live, but George H.W. Bush didn't die of old age. He was executed. And what was my relationship to that? Well, I'll tell you, and I'm very private about what I do, but sometimes when people are telling the president to, go against the mandate under which he was elected, he's subject to the Constitution, just like I am. But the difference is, some people think Trump was never in the military. And depending on what you think, you're either right or wrong. But he was a leader at the New York State Military Academy, or whatever they called it. And he was like a brigade commander. So even as a young man, he demonstrated leadership skills. And I bet if we had a show of hands, not many people in the chat room right now, but I'm always surprised at the quality of the chat room you attract, Jenny. Uh, there's a fair amount of your chat room that probably know who his biological father was, but not many. I do. And believe it or not, Donald Trump and his wife Melania, in equal measures, they sort of like how I roll. How's that for showing how young I am at heart?
I
How
love
I
it.
roll. Yeah. No, I came to your show today. I saw your text and you said, would you like to talk about the seditious six? And I turned to the lady next to me at Molly's restaurant 2 hours ago, or maybe a gentleman. I forgot already. Yeah, I forget everything except how to hang these guys high with freshly shaved balls. Uh, yeah, no, I'm glad you picked this subject. Yeah, well, I got a song that I need to sing. If you laughed at that, you're gonna laugh at this. Shave his balls with a rusty razor, shave his balls with a rusty razor, shave his balls with a rusty razor, early in the morning. That's the kind of songs that Marines sing in unison when they're running or they're marching. And you know what? Marines don't run away from the battle, they run to the heat of the battle and they win. And that's why when I told on one of your shows, I believe it could have been an Able Danger show, but I made the point of telling 5 pedophile judges in Wisconsin who tried to take my 100 acres and my 5 bedroom house from me and turn it into a weekend retreat for disadvantaged youth, what that means, according to these creeps. And I mean the bad people that vote against good people. In this case, the president, by the fact the president's commander in chief of the military, he's always presumed to be a good person. And almost always, those who presume that are wrong. But now we've got the third term of Donald Trump, if you count 46, because he was POTUS 45, now he's POTUS 47. Okay, who was POTUS in between? It was Trump, because the idiot from Delaware who can't find his shoes and socks in the morning, so he probably goes to the breakfast restaurant barefoot. I mean, he's mentally ill, and I think he's also clinically dead. That's not a threat. That's an observation, and it's my opinion. And if somebody can find a recent live picture of Joe Biden, I'll retract that. But I just gave a pretty powerful run on senates, and I know that bores the people that don't understand why I do that. And why I do it, it gets results. It does. It makes Jenny laugh, and it makes people that are opposed to Trump cry. Over to you, Jenny.
I love it, Phil. That I'm over here laughing when you're singing that song. So good times. I mean, we need to laugh, right? So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah,
Also, go ahead, Phil.
yeah, yeah. No, I like making you laugh, and it's nothing special about you, Jenny. Although you're the uh, kindest, most well-respected podcast host of which I'm aware. And I want to thank you publicly for allowing me to present my views on your platform. And, when it's time to rip somebody a new asshole, I'm just the guy that can do it. And I'll get back on to George H.W. Bush. He didn't die of old age. And I was involved in accelerating his execution, honestly. Uh, John McCain, do you remember him? He was from Arizona, just like you, Jenny.
Yep. No name McCain.
Yeah, no brain McCain. He considered himself a military hero. Let's focus on him, delicately. Right before well, never mind. But I was going to use a rusty razor in punishing him, but I forgot he's dead. So they've shriveled up and gone away, just like he shriveled up and went away. I'm still amazed to this day that the McCain family, specifically his snobby wife that was a Bronfman, and that means she was related by marriage to Canadian alcohol sales. And listen, I'm no stranger to alcohol. But there's a time and a place for everything. And maybe, Jenny, maybe you'll come to the very first meeting of the Children's Crusade, which I know will be held in Fort Worth. I don't know when. It's going to be, I had to suspend the Children's Crusade, even though my wife Denise and I were kicking ass and taking names. And some of those names are dead now. And so be it. There's no statute of limitations on child trafficking or fraud. And if you want to go to the corner of child trafficking and fraud, it's located in the halls of Congress. And the shadow government was here, just like Barry Soetoro. Oops, I slipped. I mean Obama. Obama's commission was to destroy the United States of America. Well, he's got a little bit of a problem. It's called the United States Marines. He can run and try to hide. Doesn't matter. The Marines can go in any country they want without permission, and more importantly, without the approval of Congress. Congress needs to STFU. I'm not going to say what that stands for, but if Congress doesn't know their job, they should probably learn their job and re-swear their oath. I've sworn oaths 4 times. Once on the 28th of, no, excuse me, the 14th of February of 1967. And I've never told anybody in the world what oath I took on the 14th of February of 1967, with one exception. My wife, Denise, she was the only human I ever told. And then she took that knowledge to the crematorium with her, and she never shared it with anybody. And how do I know that? Because I know her. I know her character. She was the most kind person I ever met, male or female. And God was so gracious to me that he let me share 5.5 years of her life with me. And I've got 2 monuments in my yard, and I think I've sent you a picture, Jenny. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've got a marble monument to Denise Irene Clark Mcconnell that was planted a couple of years ago. And then I felt sorry for her being, she's not there. She's not under her monument, or maybe she is. That's a question I'll answer in court under oath. But I don't think any judge wants me in his courtroom, because I kick ass and take names. And if they don't like it, talk to the president. I'm working for him because I'm a retired Marine officer, and Marines don't take shut up lightly. They, a Marine might say something like, well, you want me to be quiet? Come over and quiet me down if you think you can. But if you're one of those 5 pedophile judges that wanted my house and my 100 acres, you're shaking in your boots again, because I know your name. And there's one of those 5 pedophile judges that had me in the jury box. Unfortunately, I was selected to be on the jury, and the case was a stepfather who abused his 15-year-old stepdaughter. And that doesn't go well with me. That brings up the idea of doing a little trimming with a rusty razor. But I don't want to go too far off the deep end, and I really don't want you to I don't want you to laugh so hard that you might have a little bit of an accident, because even women can do that. I know, because I've got a woman medical professional in my office right now, and she corrects me when I misspeak. But I don't misspeak very much. And I'll just say, for the pedophile judges out there that have allowed child trafficking on a wide scale in the United States of America, I should have my picture taken, and one of you guys can take a picture. We'll send it to Jenny later, of my FAFO hat. About 30 minutes before the show started, I opened a UPS container, and there was a fuck around and find out cap, and I'm wearing it right now. And if some pedophile judges think that they're capable of defeating a Marine, I can teach them they're not. Okay, over to you, Jenny.
I love that. I would love to see that that hat. That would be super cool. So Field, since we don't have any hands up and no questions, which is surprising, but at the end of the day, it is Thanksgiving week, everybody, and I know the participants here are a little bit low, but people are enjoying their families, and I hope that all of you do enjoy your friends and family. Take some time off from all this stuff. And just enjoy, because really at the end of the day, there's more good happening than there is bad. But man, they're hounding on the bad. So with that, everybody, I would love for you, Fields. Oh, well, here's a question here real quickly. Go ahead, Becky. I'm going to unmute your mic. Go ahead, Becky. Your mic's unmuted.
Yes, I just jumped on and I forgot you guys were on today, but I have a question for Field. I am near Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, and about 2 weeks ago, there was an Amazon plane crash, and one of the pilots was from the reserve unit, the 445th reserve unit here, the cargo 17s that are here.
Yes, C-17, go ahead.
Well, there was a list of different people that had died from the 445th Reserve Unit, and they listed a pilot from 9/11 for the Pennsylvania, the plane crash. I don't remember what the number was. So here we have two different pilots from, and I just thought, wait a minute, I didn't think there was a plane crash, so why would they publicize that?
Well, if you're saying a 9/11 plane in Pennsylvania, you're talking about United 93. Are you there, Becky?
Right. Yeah, but I thought there wasn't a plane that crashed there.
Oh, no, there is a plane that crashed there, and it was blown up with smack-sonic insulation, and that was cold-blooded murder. And if you figured out who the chief of, or the chief executive officer, which is the president during 9/11 is guilty of treason. And I've rattled off many times on various interviews, and I'm going to rattle them off right now off the top of my head, because I don't believe in prepping unless it's preparation H and I'm looking for congressman. Yeah,
Go ahead,
thank
Field.
you,
I'm
Jenny.
sorry.
Oh, no. I love it. I love hearing you laugh, because that sends a subliminal message to these people who think they're going to defeat the United States of America. It's never going to happen. Barack Obama was installed as the president, even though he is not even an American. And I've been driving a hearse with his name on it, Barry Swatero, Punahou 79. I've been driving it for 16 years with his real name in the back of the hearse. And believe it or not, no pedophile judge has hired a killer to kill me. Although I did have 4 murder threats in 2019 on November 4th when I was arrested by 7 Pierce County, Wisconsin sheriff deputies, and they arrived at my office in 5 police cars. And I saw it all taking place. I was aware of what was about to happen. I didn't know the details, but I smiled to myself because having a wise guy grin in front of 7 police officers, that's not a very good way to start the rest of your life. So I just went up to the police officers and I said, good afternoon, gentlemen. This is my office you're standing in front of, and my name's Field Mcconnell. Is there something I can do to help you? One of the police officers said, yes, Mr. McConnell, turn around and put your hands behind your back. And I thought, oh, that's not very cheery. But I did as I was told. And then I started hearing rumors that I had just been taken into protective custody, not punitive custody. Big difference. And I know who authorized it. And I know that I should not mention that person's name, so I won't, but I will someday publicly, maybe at the very first meeting of the Children's Crusade in Dallas, Texas. And I'd like to think that might be in the middle of spring of 2026, but we'll find out. But yeah, so I was put into protective custody, and there's a lot of people that are thought to be dead that they're in a protective custody program known as Gone with the Wind. And we'll find out who they are shortly when their names are released. But Becky, I don't even remember your question. Oh, yes, I do. It involved the Pennsylvania Flight 93, and you had a question about whether it actually crashed or not. Yeah, it crashed, and there was I just remembered her name. I can't believe my memory. The lady's name who witnessed the plane crash was Susan McElwain. And the FBI came knocking at her door within an hour and said, excuse me, Mrs. McElwain, did you make a statement in a recording this morning about an aircraft crash, meaning United 93? And she said, yes, I did. And then one of the FBI guys said, no, you didn't. That's your new answer to that question. So don't be saying, yes, you did, because you didn't. And she said, yeah, I did. And he said, you don't understand what I am telling you as a member of the FBI. You did not see United 93 crash this morning. And Susan McElwain, my name's a Mac name too. But her name's a little hard for me to pronounce because when I do the first syllable, I try to say Connell, McConnell. But she's McElwain. And I'm very proud of her as an American. She was telling the FBI, no, I'm not going to lie for you. And I'm telling the President Trump and the military white hats, no, I'm not going to back down for you. I'm here to win and defeat people that are trying to destroy. There's a great song by, let me think of who did it, Tennessee Ernie Ford. It goes like this, and I don't have a good singing voice, but I'll try to fake it. This is my country, land that I love. This is my country, blessed from above. I'm not going to punish you guys with my voice anymore. But Becky, did I come close to answering your question, which, by the way, I thought was a very good question?
Because I know that there weren't any planes at the towers and the, and the Pentagon, I guess, so this kind of threw.
No, wait. You can say but you obviously don't. The Pentagon was a privately owned A3 Sky Warrior, which is a 2-engine carrier-based attack bomber. And you can just think of the name John McCain as I tell you more. But there were airplanes, and I know what you're saying about the Twin Towers. A lot of people think that was CGI, and they might be right. I don't know. I wasn't there. But I know that 757 that was piloted by Captain Jason Dahl. And he was such an enemy of the deep state that after they killed him, while he was flying United 93, and there were 3 people that witnessed it, when it blew apart in the air, it was flying upside down at treetop level. And that can only be done by technology. No America, and I'm talking about no pilot in America would fly a airliner upside down, even if they thought they could, because it's against regulations. And I know so much about regulations of flying that I've actually broken almost all of them. And you know what? If you want to fuck around, find out. But there's a video out there, and I can't honestly tell you off the top of my head. Well, I think I can. If somebody were to Google world's lowest air refueling and Field Mcconnell, that video should pop up. And if not, Jenny, I will send it to you after the show, which reminds me, it's about 11:38, and I want to make sure you either shut down this show a little early so you can be with your family and finish your preparation for Thanksgiving, because just because we're kicking ass and taking names and okay, well, thank you. Yeah, well, I think that the question from Becky is a very good question, but all of us, I mean, the 3 people in my office right now, and you, Jenny, when we say on a recorded podcast that we know, we better prove we know. And saying you know something doesn't mean you do. And I don't mean to be unkind to you, Becky, but there was no 757 at the Pentagon. There was a Raytheon Corporation, and they're based in Phoenix, I believe. Somebody could Google that.
Yeah, Raytheon is down in Tucson.
Oh, good enough. That's where the military storage facility is, where they keep all the surplus or obsolete military weapons. And one of the ones I flew in, the Fargo, North Dakota Air National Guard, is the last member of the F-4 Phantom fleet at Fargo. There's only one left down there. And as luck would have it, I flew it at a competition when I was an active member of the Fargo Air National Guard. And so, Donald Trump could assign that aircraft to me, and I could keep it airworthy. And people say I'm getting messages, so maybe it's the pedophile judges calling me to tell me to shut up. Well, I'd tell them to FO. And that's not flying, officer. That's buzz off with a little different language. Yeah, no, I am an old U.S. Marine, and I swore an oath. I swore 4 of them, and I never broke any of them. And I'm not going to start at this age, because I think it's my rightful due to die of old age sometime, not in a hostile and felonious act. Over to you, Jenny.
Thank you, Field. Did that work for you, Becky? Did that answer work for you?
Well, yes, because I remembered seeing the plane debris in the field, and then I don't know, something come up, in all of this awakening period that there wasn't a plane from somebody that obviously didn't know because they were just doing some kind of a tour through there. But yeah, thank you. I just and I understood something hit the Pentagon, so I didn't know what it was, but you know, and so you clarified that. But thank you. And sir, I am an old Navy corpsman. We took
You're
care
an
of the
old Navy what?
corpsman.
Oh, corpsman, yeah. Yeah, you're medics. And in
We
fact,
took
the
care of the
Navy
Marines.
corpsman, what's that?
We took care of the Marines.
That's exactly what I was going to say when you started talking again. Uh, the Marine Corps doesn't have medics because they only have people that are willing to engage the enemy and kill them. That's what Marines do, and they can do it. Here's a little learning taking place for the chat room. The Marines can be sent into combat with no notice to the Congress, and that separates them from the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force. But the Marines can go anywhere and kick ass and take names and kill people with no permission from the Congress, because the Congress is a bunch of elected people that, to a large degree, during the years of the deep state, they didn't do their jobs. They didn't work for America. They worked against America. Case in point, how in the world did Barry Swatero, who some people are so ill educated, they think he might have been born in Kenya. No, he was born at the Peace Arch Hospital in British Columbia. And I never can remember the name of the town, but it has the word sand, S-A-N-D, or Sandy in the title of the city. And that's where Obama, not Big Mike Obama, little twerp Obama, that's where he was born. And his parentage is rather dodgy, which is an English expression, and it means illegitimate. And he is illegitimate. But don't get me started on Barry Swatero. We'll be here for hours, and Jenny has to work on her preparation for tomorrow's Thanksgiving. And Jenny, whenever you want to tell me to be quiet and shut up and go away, you can say any of those things, and I'll say happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Over to you, Jenny.
No, you're good, Field. We got about 20 more minutes, everybody. So I've got some hands here. So Aaron, SV, go ahead. Your mic is unmuted.
Happy Thanksgiving and blessings of love and light. Field, two things. Cornville, Arizona. No Name McCain has a compound there. And I saw that Hunter Biden had a DUI arrest that was corrupt. But when I saw the film about it in the video, they had a Gadsden flag, which really, really bugged me, for one. But number two, the one that extradited you, I just came across it on Telegram X from the Rubber Duck. Wasn't that Pam Blondie?
I don't know, and I'm not even sure if the Pam Bondi, who's the Attorney General right now, is the same Pam Bondi that was in Florida. It's specifically in Fort Lauderdale. But I was extradited by two governors, one from Florida. That guy's name, I even though I've got a mind like a steel trap, I have a difficult time remembering the names of traitors. But Ron DeSantis, that's okay. And Ron DeSantis, it appears, has a body double playing his part now. And he's, Florida. And the other guy that participated in the criminal uh, extradition of me was the governor of Wisconsin, Tony Evers, who knows I'm breathing down his neck. And he's elected to not run for re-election, which is good because that would have been a waste of fake ballots or real ballots, whatever ballots they're using in Wisconsin next time around. But I don't know the truth. I put somebody to sleep in my office. I can hear snoring, and it's not from a guy. but anyway, no, Pam Bondi, she she'll reveal herself one way or the other. They can't get away with treason anymore. And they cannot, not especially under this administration. There's no statute of limitations on fraud or treason or murder or criminal child trafficking. And to my definition, any child trafficking is criminal child trafficking. And if you put all the child traffickers in a secure compound like a prison and put in 10 Marines, by dinner time or lunchtime, the child traffickers would all be dispatched, meaning dead, and then the Marines would go out and have a nice meal and take a nap. So, yeah, this is sort of like a coded suggestions to child traffickers: either discontinue that crime or get out of the United States of America.
So,
And
so
I think that's, oh, go ahead.
sorry, Field, real quickly, I want to say something about a lot of these people, everybody. We know there's a lot of useful idiots out there, right? So
Yep.
whatever, I know, Trump has called out Pam Bondi a few times in the sense of let's get it done, let's do your job type deal, whatever. I think we got to just kick it back and watch this unfold, everybody. Whatever it is that they are supposed to do in this movement, right? We have a lot of, and I'm not calling her a useful idiot, so don't, it's not you guys, but some people will twist the words. I'm just saying that we know we have a lot of those out there, that people are making deals to help get this movement to take it down, out with the old, in with the new, right? Um, so just, and then, the same thing, there's just a lot of people, I do believe that there are some people that surround Trump to this day that are compromised. However, I do also say and believe Trump is 1,000 steps ahead of these people, and he knows. So, in order for them to maybe leave a legacy, whoever it may be, I'm not calling out any one person. You leave a legacy, then people won't know what your crimes were and what you did. You help me take down these people, or you don't. We take you out now, and we reveal who you truly are. So, that's kind of my thought process. So I do believe that, we're going to see a lot of things. I mean, we've been told some of the people we thought were bad may be good, and vice versa, that are good, that are actually bad. So, you can do some research into Pam Bondi's past. So, and, use your discernment, everybody, because I'm telling you, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. And I did say at the beginning of this podcast, people are saying that Pam Bondi's coming out saying she's going to try to take away our guns. That has been debunked. That's not true. So we got to be careful what we're listening to, because there's a lot of crap out there, everybody, and they're pushing really hard because they know that they're losing. They're grasping at straws. Mark Kelly is out there posting all these veterans or people in the military that are quote unquote supposedly standing with him and agree with him. He's desperate. He knows he is here. He's being pushed up against the wall. So, but this is what we're going to start seeing, everybody. They're talking about, the Clintons, they blew off their hearing that they were supposed to do, right? So there's just it's coming to the forefront, everybody. So just get prepared, but just use your discernment and don't necessarily fall for the story of whatever somebody's putting out there, right? Do your research, look into it, because everything you need to know is there. And always, guys, go, if you're not on True Social, get on True Social, follow Donald Trump if you're really wanting to know. Like, he is really putting it out there, and he has been a lot more these days than before. He was very cryptic, very coded. But hang in there, everybody. It has to be this way, because guess what? They're showing their true colors. You get them up here, they're in the limelight, they're doing their thing, and then all of a sudden, oh, boom, some light goes off, and then we start doing the research, and then here we go. Just kind of like the same thing with MTG, Marjorie Taylor Greene. What is that all about? I don't know. I'm watching it unfold. I'm on the fence with that one, but I'm not going to go out there and say for sure I know this, right? There's a lot of back and forth on that one. So hang in there, buddy. Use your discernment. That's all I can say. Kick it in high gear.
Jenny, I have a serious question for you.
Sure, go ahead.
Were you ever in the Marine Corps?
No.
Because you you talk, walk, and think like a Marine. And Marines can take hostages, but they'd rather just, you know, remove the breathing apparatus and let the body rot. Uh, the Marines don't attack innocent people. And if I were a pedophile, which I'm not, I have 10 grandchildren and I have 4 children that are adults. And, but, you know, the Marines are pretty good males or females. And if a Marine sees somebody abusing a child, they won't wait for a commanding officer to say, go attack that guy. They'll just, you know, try to look him off. And what I mean by look him off is don't stare at him as you walk up to strangle him.
Well,
Um,
Field,
really?
I come from a military family. And I'm just a person, I don't deal, okay, many of you that know me, I don't deal with bullshit. I'm very black and white. I don't do drama. I'll call you out on it. I can see it a mile away. I just don't have time for it. The world is
Yeah.
too fucked up as it is, excuse my language, but I just don't I don't have time for the petty bullshit. We're not in high school. I've never been really that person that likes to deal with drama. I can just get rid of it real quickly. So, and being a business owner and being in a business, mortgage and real estate, you kind of gotta see those things from a distance, right? Because you have a lot of shysters, and just you got to see through the bullshit. So, yeah, I learned a long time ago, and I think that it was when probably I got out of high school and stuff like that and started my careers because I've done so many. It's mainly been marketing
Mhm.
and sales. But you learn how to, you learn. Just life experiences, everybody, for sure. But if you know me, I don't deal with bullshit. I will call you out. And if that's why I do what I do with my channel here, everybody. I'm not about, if you follow me, great. If you don't, that's okay too. But if you listen to the message, I'm more about the message than anything. If you're listening to the message, then that's great. But I'm not here for the follows. I'm not here. I'm here for the message. So, which that's many of us, right? Because I still have my day gig. That's what pays my bills. So I don't have time for it right now. We're trying to save the world. So here we are.
Well, we're going to save America first, but that's not because we like America most. It's because we live here. And so uh, there's more than adequate people that are ready to stand up and defend America and simultaneously tell the pedophiles that they might want to, go find another country to live in because they're not welcome here. And that includes a judge that had me um, in his jury box, and the judge, looked to the 12 of us and asked us one question. Do any of you 12 people in the jury box have a personal history of pedophilia? And I tried to look as nervous as I could. And I'd started to put my hand up, then I'd pull it down, then I'd put it up, and I'd pull it down. Pardon my hiccups. Um, but anyway, the judge could see I looked nervous, and it looked like I wanted to talk. And so some of your listeners know what a TF is, and I'm not going to say it now because it's a little colorful, but I TF that judge. I looked nervous, which Marines don't get nervous much. Uh, and he looked down at his cheat sheet because judges don't know enough to not realize that some of us can observe behavior and know it's wrong. And if you need a cheat sheet to know my name, then you're not much of a judge. This guy, who is a
Amen.
pedophile, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah, no
go
kidding.
figure.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, there's a lot of judges that are pedophiles. It's a
Yep.
protection racket for each other. Well, didn't I just
And we're
hear you say
seeing
something like, go ahead?
we're seeing a lot of those judges being pulled to the forefront too, everybody. So pay attention to that.
Well, I'll pull them to the fore. There's 5 judges right here. There's one in, well, I can't identify the one in I almost named the city, but there's only one judge in that city. So I would be effectively fingering him. And I'm talking, yeah, isn't that the color? You know, why don't
Oh
more
boy.
Americans have a vocabulary? Yeah, fingering someone means identifying them by pointing at them. Yeah, and I'll point at any pedophile judge and say, as long as you like boys, why don't you come over here and kiss my ass? You know,
Amen.
because I'm not subject to them. I'm subject to Jesus Christ and the Constitution of the Constitutional Republic of America, period. That's who's in charge of me. And people could say, oh, Field, you better shut up or you're going to end up dead. And I say, I've been hearing that for 40 years. And I've been telling authorities that are abusing their authority to basically kiss my ass. I'm not doing it. And sometimes people don't like Marine Corps behavior. But the reason I asked you, Jenny, if you were ever in the Marine Corps, it's because you walk, talk, and think like a Marine. And, you know, more
Well,
power to you. And go ahead.
well, thank you, Field. Also, too, you know, I think it's, you know, I was, you know, single mom too. So, you know, raising my kids, you know, a single mom, you got to kind of learn stuff, and you're walking that walk by yourself and with your kids. So, you know, that gave me a lot of insight too of kind of the BS that we're living in this world. But yeah, for sure, when this all happened back in, I don't know how long I've been on this journey, 7, 8 years, but I learned a lot when they shut us down. I think that's when a lot of us went and started doing the research, because I was like, this isn't right. This is just not right. So this movement has not only opened our eyes to so much, but it's made us become self-thinkers, researchers. You know, this has been a mental boot camp, everybody. I tell it to my audience all the time. We have been in mental boot camp, and we've been repeatedly told to prepare for this. And guess what? What did we prepare for? For what we are walking in today and moving forward, because we are in it, everybody. We haven't hit the precipice yet, but I believe it's coming. I believe it's at our fingertips, days, weeks. I don't know. It's I believe we're closer than ever, everybody. So I've got 3 more questions here, Field, and then I gotta pop off. So let's see. Who was next? I think it was Mark Levy. Go ahead.
Hi guys, how y'all doing? Happy Thanksgiving to you, Field, and to you, Jenny.
Thank you.
Just before I ask my
Thank you.
question, I wanted to piggyback the Pam Bondi thing. If we're in a military operation, which I believe we are, then I would
We
call
are.
Pam Bondi is nothing more than a fluff ball. Okay, that's what I call her, a fluff ball. Okay, all the big stuff is being handled by the military, and even the Comey and the Letitia James, where the judge has already ruled in their favor. Mortgage fraud and lying to the Congress, that's the least of their crimes. So I think that it's just Pam Bondi is a fluff ball. That's my comment on her. She's just there. She's just part of the movie, whatever you want to call it. My question, Field, I don't know that anybody's ever asked you this question, and I've been thinking about it. I am a flat earther, and I'm a flat earther for the reason of these Satanists that rule the world have inverted everything. I'm going to ask you a simple question.
And I'm going to give you a straightforward and honest answer. Go ahead with the question.
Have you ever seen any curvature in your flying career?
Yes, I saw at 57,000 feet one day in an F-4 Phantom, I could see that the Earth was a globe. I was up high enough. Oh, and by the way, just for people who like regulations, the regulation for an F-4 at that time was you can't fly above 50,000 feet without a pressure suit on, like an astronaut suit. Guess what I did? I went up there anyway because I didn't join the Marine Corps or the North Dakota Air Defenders, to be a pussy. I joined them to be a leader of men and a slayer of enemies. And that came to me naturally when I was at the Naval Academy, because my class, the class of 71, had a Latin uh, script on our rings. It said Duces, Duces, Duces Virum, Virum. That says leaders of men. And of course, later in the early 80s, it became leaders of men and women. But yeah, I can guarantee anybody that wants to listen that the earth is round, and I can teach them that mathematically because of my background of navigating around the world in wide body aircraft. But anyway, Jenny needs to go pretty soon. So any other question you want me to try to answer?
No, that's good. You've answered the question I wanted to know.
Okay.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Mark.
you can.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. Happy Thanksgiving.
You too.
All right, Miss Laura 17, your mic is unmuted. Go ahead.
Hi, thanks, Field, for all you've done. Thank you for your service. You too, Jenny. I really don't have a question, just a comment, because you were talking about Pam Bondi, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I know I wanted to mention Mamdani too. There is a website, IMDb, that is where actors are listed, and I know that because my nephew is an actor, and he's on there as well. So they're all on there. Some of them are actors, some are writers and directors. Marjorie Taylor Greene is a director and a writer, and the other two are actors. So go look it up, guys. We're watching a movie. Thank you, guys.
Yes, and that's why we hear Donald Trump say central casting all the time, everybody. So I'm very familiar with that site you're talking about. So yeah, it's it's why we got to let it play out. And as we're sitting here speaks, something just came across my feed. What General Flynn was saying about Donald Trump really needed to hire Sidney Powell to be the Attorney General, and basically get Pam Bondi out of there. So, just pay attention, everybody. We are watching a movie and we are in an operation. So if you listen to Derek Johnson, he says that all the time. So thank you for that, Laura. Appreciate that. Southern Gal, Patty, go ahead.
Hi, both of you guys. I don't ever get to talk to you
Hello.
much anymore, except for on chats. But anyway, happy Thanksgiving to you both. And Field, I have a question to ask you. I need to get a hold of you. My dad had me pick something up for you from one Marine to another. And we're going to have another Marine that's 93-year-olds have Thanksgiving with us tomorrow. So pretty excited about that. So I'm going to have to get a hold of you if that's okay to be able to get this to you. Does that work for you, sir?
Yeah, why don't you call me tomorrow when we're not being recorded? Even if you record it, I don't care. But if you call me tomorrow at the number you called to get me today, actually, you didn't call to get me. Do you know my number?
Yes, sir. I do.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought I knew who you were too. Yeah, just call me tomorrow anytime you want when it's convenient for you, because I will be having a Thanksgiving meal somewhere, but it might not be turkey and mashed potatoes and gravy. But I'm not here to be a culinary artist or a food critic. I'm here to kick ass and take names. And I think I've done a fair job so far, but you ain't seen nothing yet. And that was a song by BTO, Bachman Turner Overdrive. So, did I come close to answering your question?
Yeah, I will call you on Friday. Like I said, I am feeding those Marines and I'm going to be hanging out with them tomorrow. So if that's okay, I can call you on Friday and get the information to
beautiful.
send this to you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. And I want to direct the attention. There's one person in my office is sleeping, the other one's awake. And for the awake guy, turn left 90 degrees and see what that circle of blue says with gold and red. Yeah, I just pointed at a decanter of whiskey. There's no whiskey in it. And that's not because I drank it. It was empty when I got it. But somebody, when I was doing the Able Danger show, heard me talk about the Marine Corps in such glowing terms, which is good because, if you pick a fight with a Marine, you're going to find out how many other guys are loyal to the Marine Corps within 30 paces. So anyway, I would look forward to speaking to you Friday. And with your permission, ma'am, I would like to turn it over to Jenny so she can say goodbye and serve her family and prepare their meal.
Sounds good. Thank you, Field and Jenny. Happy Thanksgiving, guys, to all.
Thank you, Patty. Happy Thanksgiving, my friend. All right, Phil, I have
Bye-bye,
one more.
Patty.
I have one more question here from you from Jean Thompson. Miss Jean, go ahead. Your mic is unmuted. Go ahead, Jean.
Hello?
Go ahead. Your mic's unmuted. Go ahead.
Am I there?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello?
We can hear you.
I just wanted to back Field up and say you're absolutely a badass. And I want to wish both of y'all a happy Thanksgiving and appreciate you both so much. You give me great hope every week. Love you guys.
Well, thank you for
Thank
your
you.
kind word. And I don't want to correct you. I've heard that a lot about me being a badass, but I'm only a badass against people that are trying to commit treason in the United States or traffic children anywhere in the world. And so if you want to call me a badass, I consider it a compliment, but I think my profession is to kick ass. And, I got George H.W. Bush. I helped the White Hats accelerate his execution. Same with John McCain. He always called himself a military hero. I think he was one letter off. I think he was a military zero. And I don't miss him. And I've been to his grave. And I don't want to say on a recorded podcast what I wanted to do on his grave in Annapolis at the Naval Academy Cemetery, but it would be a sign of disrespect to the deceased. Because whether he's dead or just brain dead, I didn't give a rat's ass. He needed to go, and he's gone. So on my coffee table in my living room right now, and I've got two witnesses that have seen him, I've got two white hats. So do the math. Yeah.
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you for your. Yeah, go ahead, Jenny. Thank you.
No, you're good. I've got Circo out here before I close it out. He had his hand up and I unmuted him, but I think he left and came back. Go ahead, Circo.
Hey, Jenny. Hey, Field. How y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. I'm sorry I had somebody walk up and I had to bow out for a little bit. I just the only thing I wanted to bring up, I didn't know if y'all known on this, but I wonder if Phil wanted to talk about what his title was at Able Danger, the Global Operations Director.
Yeah, that was me. And why do you? No, I hear you.
Yes, sir. I just didn't know if I didn't know if that had ever been explained in this situation, and if I guess everybody can kind of figure out what the acronym is on that.
Well, I'll explain it right now. When Able Danger started, it was me and a guy in Vancouver, British Columbia, named David Hawkins. He's now deceased, has been for 2 years, and I knew that he thought he was smart, and his IQ was around 260, I think. But I just decided to give myself a title, and it was Global Operations Director. But the reason I did that is because I work for God. And if God is for you, who can be against you? And the state of Florida and the state of Wisconsin learned the hard way that you can buy all the judges and pay all the attorneys you want, but you're not going to get me because God's already got me.
Amen.
And if that's if that were to be the last words I ever speak, I would die happy.
And amen to that too.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Yes, sir. Well, that's all I
Thank
got
you.
Yeah,
for today.
well,
I won't take any more time. Thank y'all so much. And thank you, Phil, and thank you, Jenny, and everybody that's fighting for this country right now, because it's a big one.
Thank you,
we're
Sir
winning
Cloud.
too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Circle.
Thank you.
Yes, we are winning, Field, for sure. And everybody, with that, have a happy Thanksgiving. Field, you as well. Enjoy your family and your friends. It is this Thanksgiving holiday, so people have their family in town and all that kind of stuff. So watch for the shows next week. They may be once again sporadic because of people and their families in town, or they may be out of town with their families. So God bless you all. I appreciate and love you all. Field, I love you. God bless you. Have a great Thanksgiving. And we will talk in the backside and get you scheduled for next week.
That sounds good, Jenny. Happy Thanksgiving to you, and more importantly, God bless you.
You too, Field. God bless you. Love you all. And everybody, we'll talk to you soon. Watch for the show lineup, everybody. We'll see you guys sometime next week. Take care, everybody.
Bye bye.